Howdo. My name's Anna, and I'm just a girl who loves glitter. And other things to decorate. Anyways, today I wanted to talk about, I kind of hemmed and hawed about getting this because I didn't like the only other palette that I have from her. I thought that it didn't have a lot of pigment and whatnot, but this Instant Eye Palette, the Smokey Eyes Are Forever, just caught my eye and I couldn't stop thinking about it. And I got a Rouge reward, which I will go into because that was an elusive thing that I felt like miraculously ended up in my life. So anyways, if you are interested in seeing my thoughts on this palette and seeing some comparisons to the palette from a couple years ago, then just keep watching. All right, so I think what I'll do is the eye look first because how fun is that? Yeah, let me just break into this. So yeah, I think this is really pretty. I watched a review where someone was disappointed in the packaging and like, I don't know if maybe they didn't notice, but there is actually this like very subtle sparkle within it. You can maybe see some birds in the reflection there. Birds and squirrels. Anyways, I am kind of obsessed with this packaging. I really like it. It just looks like super fancy, which that's my vibe today, super fancy. I've been in holiday party mode as far as my videos go because, I mean, I haven't worn this dress in, I don't know, 2 years or something. And I wanted to pull it out. And it's even, you can see it has like little hanger things on it from being hung up for a long time in my closet. But also the arms are too long, which kind of cracks me up. Maybe. Anyways, we are not talking about my dress today, although it's real cute, isn't it? I actually thought it had kind of a Charlotte Tilbury vibe somehow. Like it just gave me Charlotte Tilbury vibes. Because I feel like everything is just so luxe and so fancy. And that's why I wanted to give Charlotte Tilbury eyeshadow another try. Because it always looks so pretty. And I decided to do one of the big palettes. First off, because these particular shades, right here, these like coppery ones and these olive tones are sort of what I've wanted in a couple of the quads, which brings me to, I haven't gotten the quads because of the price. And this, you're getting more shades for the price. These are $75, these big 12 pan. And I believe the pans are actually a little smaller. But for me, eyeshadow pans, kind of the smaller the better, as long as I can get my brush in them. I want the smallest pans possible because I have so much eyeshadow and I want to try all the new eyeshadows. So it's not really worth it to get the bigger pans. Anyways, the quads are, I believe, 54, 58, or I think they range in the $50 something range. And so for 4 shades, it's just not as much bang for your buck as this one. So I'm just really hoping, fingers crossed, that I'm going to like this. So let's zoom you in a bit and get started on the eye look. I did prime my lids with MAC Paint Pot and a Laura Mercier loose setting powder over them, which is my favorite way to prime my eyes for eyeshadow. Generally speaking, there are some exceptions, but for a look like this, that is what I wanted to do. And I think I kind of can't decide. I either want to do sort of an all copper or an all, yeah, copper. We're doing the copper. I'm just so excited about those shades. They just look so pretty. So I think what I'm going to do is not quite follow what the eyeshadow says. It comes with this little insert where it says, I can't see it because it's see-through. Yeah, prime, enhance, smoke. At any rate, it doesn't matter. I'm not gonna follow the directions. I'm gonna do what I want. I'm gonna go rogue. So I'm gonna start with this shade actually from the Power Eyes trio. And I'm going to take a rougher 15 and I'm going to just basically sort of prime. I'm gonna sort of prime my, oh gosh, okay. My table here is not very large, so I'm kind of making a mess. All right, let's just go in with a light hand to deepen up. Wow, that is really pigmented and much warmer on the eye than it looks in the pan to me. It could be my skin doing that. I have a pretty warm complexion, so that could be what's happening. Anyways, all right, so we're just gonna lightly, I just wanted sort of a base there. I hope that was not a mistake. We shall see. All right, so now I'm gonna go in with a much smaller crease brush, a rougher 14. By the way, I am drinking Sterling coffee. Sterling Coffee Roasters in Portland, Oregon. They make my favorite coffee. Their Blendo, Stupendo, their like basic, you know, everyday coffee is amazing. It's so good. If you're a coffee nut, try Sterling. They have free shipping anywhere in the US. So no matter where you are in the US, I don't think international, I'm not sure, probably not, but try it anyway. I swear it's so good. Yeah, it's my favorite coffee. Oh, it's almost 2 o'clock. I better finish my coffee. All right, so back to the tutorial. I'm going to go into this gorgeous shade. And you know, I am a firm believer, and again, this is a rougher 14. I'm a firm believer in you can do shimmers in your crease. At least I do. And I find that I can have some very good results with it. I don't have an issue with it. I'm not sure if it's because my eyes are hooded or I don't know, but it works out for me. So anyways, gonna put that coppery shade over that sort of transition shade that I did. Let's move that out of the way. These coppery orange tones are supposed to make blue eyes pop. And my eyes are mostly gray, but they do kind of go to blue, a little bit green, depending on the colors that I'm wearing and the eyeshadows that I have on. So we're gonna blue up my eyes a little bit. We're gonna blue them up. We're gonna see if this does that. All right, so I am putting quite a wash of that color just all over there. See, it doesn't matter that it's so sparkly. Hopefully that enhances. And I'm sort of trying to meet, the way that my eyes are shaped, I'm trying to meet sort of the tip of my eyebrow with that color. I'm going a little bit more straight across than I am going in an arc. That's just the way, I mean, you can even see me going a bit straight. It sort of goes down a little, and so I don't want it to go down too far. If I went all the way through my crease instead of going kind of straight, it would just look very downturned and I would look a little bit tired or whatever. So in order to kind of lift my eye, I try to put that kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Horizontal, no. Oh my goodness, no, that's diagonal. Yeah, horizontal, kind of straighter line there. for my particular eye shape. All right, and now I'm going to take my Odenzai FR6. I love this brush so much. It's just a little bit stained. Oops. It's a little bit stained, but it is clean. It's just a very round and pretty small rounder brush, and it just works really well for deepening my outer V here because it's pretty far in there. And I don't know, this just works really well for that. But I'm gonna go into, and this is Happy Eyes is the trio that I'm using. Anyways, I'm going into this shade, this sort of deep terracotta shade. Oh gosh, it really is pretty. And so far I am noticing this is more pigmented than the other palette that I have that I wasn't such a fan of, that I've hardly used because I felt like it kind of did nothing. At any rate, I'm going to deepen up my outer V with that shade. Not sure how smoky I want to go. I could also dip into that black or that deeper brown, although it's got a bit of a cooler purple tone to it, so I'm not sure. But I'm literally just going to, ooh. Oh yeah, see, that's really nice. I like this so far. Okay, this is super easy too. Interesting. All right, well, I have a plan. So I'm going to take the last shade in that Happy Eyes trio right here. And on my pinky, because, ooh, that is a lot kind of brighter. These are much more pigmented than I was expecting. Look at that shine. Woo, woo. I hope that wasn't loud. All right, I want you to be able to see what I'm doing, but I also need to see what I'm doing in my mirror, so there we go. Okay, we're gonna put that all over my lid. Okay, this palette is so easy to use. Holy cow. Huh. Because, like, I barely did anything, and it kind of almost looks done. I'm confused. This is great. I mean, confused in a good way. I just wasn't expecting... I wasn't expecting much because I was so disappointed in that other palette. The packaging, gorgeous. The palette itself was just kind of blah. It was a little boring. I am now going to take this shade right here in the Love Eyes trio and wipe my pinky off, and I'm going to put that one on the inner portion of my eye and then into my inner corner. And in fact, I think I'll take a little teeny brush. This is a Morphe 213. Little buddy there. And I'm going to take that same shade and just have a little more control. Ooh, it's so like, I say this a lot, but it's like ethereal. It's pretty subtle. Oh, you know what? I didn't put highlighter on today. Maybe we'll do that together. All right, and I guess while we're at it, let's just highlight my brow bone right under my brow. Why not? All right, I'm just going to take the brush that I used for that sparkly transition, and I'm just gonna blend that deeper shade out just a little. This is effortless. I just feel like I'm hardly doing, it's like these eyeshadows are just putting themselves on my eye. I'm not sure how that how I... All right. Well, I think that's the look. Are my lips a little too much for it? Actually, okay. Here's what I'll do. I'm going to take a rougher 29, and I am just going to take the black in the Confident Eyes right here, and I'm going to line just a little tiny bit on the top there, just barely, and then taking it on the bottom about a third of the way in, kind of lightly. All right. Yeah, and once I get some lashes on, that should help. And by lashes, I mean mascara. I'm not gonna put lashes on. All right, and then with that same brush, I'm going to take this same sparkle color from the Happy Eyes, and I'm going to line the rest of the bottom of my lid. Just to sort of pull everything together. Yeah. All right. I'm going to hop off camera and finish up my eye, do the other one, and we'll come back for some swatches and final thoughts. And voila, I'm done. I'm pleasantly surprised and impressed. I guess not surprised, I'm pleasantly impressed. I think it actually turned out really pretty, and it was very easy to do. I mean, it was, you know, it says instant eye palette. It really is. It's really quick. And I think I could have even done it, you know, with just the three colors that were there. I think that it turned out so good. In fact, I had to tone down the lip. I thought maybe pink lip would be okay, but that's why I should always do my lipstick after my eyeshadow. The matte lip wasn't working for me. I had to add a gloss. I just used a Fenty gloss bomb that I got in the holiday set last year. Man, I love those lip balms or glosses. Anyways, okay, so let's talk about the palette in general. I didn't use every color today. I used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of the 12. So I used half. They all were amazing. This shade was a little bit messy. This guy right here. Oh. Right here was a little bit messy. Happy Eyes, you got to see my phone case just then. And I did notice it was like on my table and stuff, although I don't see it on my cheeks. I don't see any fallout actually. Oh, nope, I do see some fallout from that shade right here. I don't know, can you see that? There is also highlighter on, but there was definitely fallout from that. Oh, this is gonna fall though, so I gotta, okay. Let me zoom in a little. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, you can see there's like, right here, there was some fallout. I did not try to get rid of that. Let's take this clean brush and see what we can do. It's still there. That doesn't bother me. I like sparkles, not a big deal. But something to note I like to do my face makeup first, but if fallout is an issue for you, you might want to do your face after your eye makeup. Not an issue for me though. So like I said, I hemmed and hawed about whether or not to purchase this palette. I had seen a review where someone did the swatches, and the swatches just seemed much more pigmented than the other palette that I had. And it's funny because I actually, when I saw this year's, I thought, you know, it kind of looks like the one that I have, and so, you know, hard pass, I don't want it. But then after seeing a review, I think it's actually more pigmented. This year's palette is on the bottom, and the 2 years ago palette is on the top. So I think what I want to do is compare mostly the green and sort of the copper shades in these. So let me just do the 3 in the Dream Glow. I'm afraid I'm gonna, there we go. The 3 in here. I'll do the Olive palette from this year's. Ooh, they feel a little bit smoother maybe on this year's. Oh, interesting. I thought it did have more of a green tone than it does, but this is the 2 years ago palette, and this is the this year palette. And just look at how it's a little bit more colorful, I would say, is sort of the main thing. I did feel like I barely got any color. It was like, it didn't matter which trio I put on my eyes, it just looked the same. Okay, well that's really interesting. All right, now I'm going to do this sort of equivalent, I guess, to, or the closest to this coppery one that I have on my eyes today. Yeah, the palette for this year feels, it's almost like it's more smooth but also more textured. I can't even describe. All right, so this is the palette from 2 years ago. And I believe that one was called Starry Eyes to Hypnotize. And then this is the one from this year. And again, it's a little bit more pigmented, a little bit more the, this shade, and maybe this is why I like it. Maybe it's just warmer, and so it works better for me. But the bottom shades, this is the old one, and this is the new one. And it's a lot warmer, and it's a little bit shinier, I would say. Yeah. And then the center shade is just more reflective on this one, and there's a bit more color in it. You know, these look a little more washed out to me, and these look more pigmented. Or they just pack more punch. This one in particular in the center, that center row, really impresses me more. I don't know. I felt like this palette was quite lackluster, and I just didn't like the looks that I got. I thought they were boring and kind of meh. This is like, wow. And I think part of it is just that deepening shade works better on me, and maybe it is the warmth. It's really hard for me to say. I can't quite, and actually I'm going to, you know what I'll do? I will put just swatch comparisons. I'll insert that here. You can probably see that the palette from this year, the Smokey Eyes Are Forever, is just more pigmented. It's just more intense. Intensity. That's the word, intensity. And for me, I want my eye looks to be a bit more intense. And I don't know if that's a personal preference thing or if it's a general thing. It's hard to say because I can only speak for myself, but for me, I'm actually very thrilled with this look, and I will definitely have to try out the other trios. But yeah, I mean, like I'm looking at it this right here, and that bottom shade on this hand, which is the newer palette, this year's palette, it's just more sparkly. Like that bottom shade, it's more intense. I like intensity in my makeup, I guess. Oh man. Well, I am excited. I'm so glad I picked that up. I felt like it was a gamble, but I'm really excited that I did it. Real quick, for those of you who are interested, so the Rouge Reward. Okay, Sephora has a thing called a Rouge Reward, which is if you trade in 2,500 points on their insider program. You do have to be an insider. Oops, I forgot to mention, you do have to be on the Rouge tier of the insider program. Okay, back to the video. You collect points when you make purchases, and I had heard that you could trade in 2,500 points for a $100 Rouge Reward, which is basically a $100 gift certificate. Some caveats are you have to use it in one purchase, like so at the same time. You can't use it like spend 50 one time and then have 50 left over or whatever. You have to use the entire thing in one purchase, and you can't use it with sales. So like right now, as I'm filming this, the holiday insider sale is on, and so you're getting 10%, 15%, or 20% off depending on what tier you're on, but you can't combine the Rouge Reward with that. Anyways, so I had heard about this Rouge Reward, and I had never seen it on the actual Sephora app or website. I was like, I can never find it in the rewards bazaar. And so I kind of looked it up. I was like, how do you get a Rouge Reward? And someone's blog, and I am so sorry, I wish I could give them credit. I do not remember what it was called, and it's probably not on my phone anymore in my search history because I clear that pretty often. But they said you need to go when they update the rewards on Tuesday and Thursday mornings at 9 a.m. And sometimes it does take a few minutes, which was the case for me. So on Thursday, I went in at 9 a.m. and I looked at the new rewards, and I just refreshed it and kind of, went and did another thing and then came back in a couple minutes and refreshed it again. At maybe 9:07 or something like that, all of a sudden it appeared. There was the Rouge Reward, right? And it was 2,500 points, $100. I just checked out. You put it in your cart and you check out, and then they send it to you like later that day. It's all digital, but anyways, that happened. And that is how I ended up with this palette. I basically used my Rouge Reward for that. So, word to the wise, Tuesday and Thursday mornings at 9 a.m., slightly after, and it's 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So, West Coast time. Yeah. That was really exciting. Because I've been saving up my points for, I don't even know how long, a year or two? It must have been, anyways, I digress. I want to thank you so much. If you are still here, thank you for watching this video. And if you are subscribed to my channel, thank you so much for the support. I appreciate it so much. I am so new here, and I'm trying to figure out, how to do everything and just what I'm doing, but I am loving this to pieces, and it's kind of a highlight of my week to be able to film these videos and edit them and post them and respond to your comments, and I just really appreciate it, and I appreciate the support. If you aren't subscribed, I would love it if you would subscribe, and if you liked this video, I'd love it if you'd give it a thumbs up. I hope that all of you are having a wonderful, beautiful day, and if it's not so great, I hope it gets better. I hope something happens to brighten your day. Thank you again for being here, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.